My name is James Brown. I lived here all my life in the same house on 125 in Bethel. I'm known as the guy with the bells in his yard. There's a lot of school bells from Bethel and a lot of the fire bell and railroad bells and church bells here. People drive by and that's the name is, yeah, you live down there where all the bells are. I graduated from Bethel High School in 1947. And I farmed with my dad here, it's a small farm. I had a chance to go to college when I got out, and I just enjoyed what I was doing. I liked farming. I've always been a farmer at heart, and I never wanted to take a factory job wasn't for me. He was a nationwide agent. He started in 1928. He got married in 1928 and built the house I live in here. His in-laws lived across the street, gave us the land. And they stopped one day and said, Arthur Brown was his name. They said, Arthur, would you be interested in selling Farm Bureau insurance? He said, well, he'd try. And he did try it for 40 years. When Paul came along, he came here, and he just like I knew him all my life. And he just was straight shooter and knew what he was doing. And as they can see now, he became very successful because he treated people like they wanted to be treated. The tree fell on my truck out here one time and mashed it up, and they paid for it. Then he fell down my stairs one time on my anniversary of our reunion, class reunion. We always had a cookout here. And she opened the door for the back door, she thought, and it was for the basement. She went down the stairs. I never heard anything from it, but I think they paid for all her claims. And then I hit the deer, and they paid for that. And I've had a few claims, and nothing never was said that everything was good. When I first started collecting old carpenter tools in 1967, I went to an auction up above Wilmington and sold a bunch of stuff for $2 or $3, and I had been buying things for a friend of mine out here who did collected tools, and I thought, well, I wonder if two of us could do that. So we talked over, and he said, yeah. So I started buying things back from him a little bit, and for 50 years now, I've been collecting carpenter tools and started with high tool collectors and always been and enjoyed that part of it. Every couple of years, I inventory my tools and give Paul's secretary the tools and what's in there. And they've got tape. I think they still got the tape from that was years ago. They taped it so they can see what's there. So it's not just a pile of tools in a corner or something. Well, that happened last week. I walk every morning and walk right here in town. And the guy I walked with, he said he was getting his church policy was pretty high. I said, go see Paul Hall. I told Brown, my cousin, go see Paul Hall. I tell people, a lot of people go see Paul Hall.